Morning, good evening, good afternoon again. Yes, welcome back to Canon for the TV, the latest segment of the Canon project again. But I've got a couple of the lighty lads back. I had there's a bit of a feedback, or is it me? Is it me? It's probably me, isn't it? Let's come to look back here. There you go. There you go. Yeah, so we've got a suspicious geezer somewhere down here. Where he's at?
It's
Well,
back on. The hat is back.
The hat is back.
The hat. We lost when I took it off, so it's back on.
Don't take it off. Don't take it off until the end of the season. Anyway, yeah, the Lighty lads are back. We're going to be talking again about the Chelsea game as well as the Man United game. A bit of surprise there, bit of surprise. But we get into this particular Canon project on the other side of this music intro. Yes, welcome back indeed to another segment of the Canon project. I've got the Lightly lads back together again in full force. I've got my shock absorbers. Well, they're not here with me. They're not here with me, not right now. But anyway, make sure that you do subscribe, hit the bell notification button so you can be part of the community over here. Now to the hellos. Richard, how are you, geezer?
Yeah, not too bad. Even better, we won again on the weekend, and I could.
Did we win? Did we win? Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
okay.
and we rubbed my mates' noses in it. They're avid United supporters, so a good weekend to rub their noses in it. And my sister-in-law, who's a Spuds fan, with them dropping points. So a little bit of banter there always makes my weekend good.
Nice one. John the Geezer, you're wearing the hat again, which means we've won. He's gone. He's gone. He's frozen. He's frozen. Ice bucket. Anyway, Isaac is back again. 2 days on the trot.
Yeah, man. I said, as long as I'm on, we keep winning. So I'm not going anywhere. Keep being here, so that we keep the momentum. The momentum has to keep going. We've got 5 games to go. We've got to keep going. Actually, I like to make a correction from yesterday. I said we had like 58 points. We actually had 61 points last season. So that is 1 point less, but with 5 games to go. So let's keep push it towards the end of the season. We could get out of the 15 possible points. I can't see a reason as why we cannot get 8 halfway. Can't see a reason as to why we can't get halfway, and that is between my predictions. And if we get to 68, there is a very big possibility we get 4th.
Richard, what was your prediction for the game against Chelsea?
2-1 against Chelsea, 2-0 against United was my predictions. Both wins, but not by the margins we had. Not the correct scoreline.
But the performance.
Yeah, I went off a performance at against Southampton. We had a better performance against Southampton, so I felt we'd win the Chelsea game. Just that we seem to be picking, the performances were starting to pick up, and it was just about putting the ball in the back of the net, which was missing, and we did that quite well.
Very, very well, actually. John, you're back and you're wearing your hat, which means we've won a game or 2.
Yeah, the magic hat done me up again. Like that bloke, Mr. Ben.
Well, Eddie Nketiah has got back on the score sheet. I know you've been a big supporter of Eddie Nketiah, John, but what would you like us to do with Eddie Nketiah? Would you like him to be sold eventually, or would you like for Arsenal to do anything to keep hold of Eddie Nketiah?
Well, actually, I owe Eddie a bit of an apology because I said I didn't really think he was up to the standards we need. Now, the last 2 games, I'm glad to say he's proved me wrong. And if he carries on, he's definitely worth keeping on as a up and coming squad player. So well done, Eddie. I don't think he's the answer. I still think we need a proven number 1 striker that's played in Champions League for a few seasons to come up and help Eddie along, because Lacazette can only do so much. All due respect to him, that's not his main job, scoring goals. So we're still gonna come up short. If we come into Champions League, we're gonna need a bigger player, a better striker than both them 2 fellas. But yeah, I would now offer Eddie a contract. I assume he would take it, because if we do qualify for Champions League, where else is he going to go to get it? But football, you just don't know. He might get a better offer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm glad. What I've seen the last 2 games, I'm really glad he's proved me wrong.
Talking about strikers, Isaac, would you take this striker? Jesus, would you take him? Arsenal?
Yes, but not as a target striker. He's let him play like a number 10, and then let's get a hitter as a number 9. Yes, I'm taking him, but not as a main striker.
Okay, and for you, Richard, Jesus?
Yeah, he can play across all 3, and I came across an interesting conversation earlier today, and the guy was saying he'd take Jesus and Tony and have Nketiah and Balogun as backups and cup players. So I thought that was quite an interesting idea. But yeah, as he can play across all three positions in the front, I'd take him, and he's not done badly at City, has he? He's yes. So that's my take on it. Take him if you can get him.
Right. Okay. Who was your man of the match, John, for the Man United game?
Oh, tricky one, actually. That's a tricky one. There was a lot of good performances out on that field. Do you know what? I think I'll go Eddie again, Percy.
Wow.
Pressure's on him, and he's taking it off of Arsenal. It could be a tie with the X-Man. Now that's another man I've criticised, and he had a great performance as well. But no, I think I'll stick with Eddie, because it takes a lot of pressure to put these ball in the net. You know what I mean? He's a young lad, and it's all on his shoulders. And even Arteta said he overlooked him, didn't he? And he's proven everyone wrong. And it was great to see him score against Chelsea, his old team. You know what I mean? That let him go. So yeah, I'll be biased and go to Eddie, but Xhaka was probably a good second on that.
Yes, on yesterday's morning show, both Isaac and myself were talking about Nuno Tavares, who for me is not a left back. He's more like a wing back, isn't he, Isaac?
Yes, if you're playing Nuno Tavares, to me, playing Tini behind him, because Tini will give you more security, and then he can.
Oh, I think that he's got the load
cover up and then move forward, because his plays his position vacant, and there is a time we got hit because he left his position vacant, and such kind of players you cannot tell them what to do, because they are used to playing that type or in that style of play. If you tell them please respect your position, they still find themselves moving forward, because that is what they are used to. Actually, the other day I was watching Benfica play. We got him from Benfica, and Benfica have a style of play in similar to what he's playing. They're like they attack, and they have more of wing backs, and that is where we got him from. We got ourselves a wing back as a fullback.
Mm. Richard, when I look at Tavares, I mean, he does, to me, he seemed like more like a wing back rather than a left back. And I'm thinking, does it not, before we even look at the manager, surely the characters, the defense, they should be telling Tavares, don't push too forward. Stay in your position. Your position is a left back. It's not the wing back. So
yeah, possibly. I mean, but I think the problem recently has been that you've had Cedric who likes to bomb forward on the right and Tavares on the left. What happens is when Tomiyasu's there, he doesn't get forward as much, so they tend to play as a back three, and that which allows Tavares, and he thrives that because he prefers getting to the interception and bombing forward. He is more of a wing back. So when Tomiyasu plays, it allows them to play more as a wing back rather than full back. Yeah, maybe, and that maybe they're working on it. But when they got him, they knew that technically going forward he was fine. But he was still raw and needed work on. And they will. It will come. He's only young, and give him time and work. I mean, you look at the first part of the season. Tierney was injured. He came in, did a great job, and Tierney had a problem displacing him. Now that player hasn't gone away. He got a bit hit by a bit of confidence because of a little bit of a bad patch at that Liverpool game and was hooked. He made an error in a back pass. That happens to any player, but he got hooked. That affected his confidence. Then he didn't play until Nottingham Forest, and then he had another bad game and was hooked at half time. And it's about now just getting back playing, getting that confidence back, and getting that groove again.
John, I think you said that when you've played football, you've played as goalie, haven't you? It would drive you crazy, wouldn't it, if one of your defenders kept moving out of their position?
Alex, them two, Cedric and Tavares, man, were giving me kittens, man. I was screaming at Arteta, get them off, get Tommy on, get Tommy on. Fair play to Arteta, he stuck with him, you know. They are decent players, but well, I'll tell you what, they really make your nerves bad, them two. They really make your nerves jangle. Yeah, as a keeper, I think Ramsdale really kept his cool with him, to be honest with you. In my day, I was only ever Sunday League, but I would have been doing my nut at them. Yeah, especially Tavares, man. You know, I know he got the goal and that was great, but we got away with blue murder in some of the situations in the second half. We really did.
So our next game is against the Happy Hammers. How do you think that's going to go, Isaac?
Actually, it might be turned to our favor, or might be to our advantage. They'll be playing Europa League, and then we're playing them on the weekend. That is like a blessing in disguise, because you look at, like when they played their game yesterday, they rested most of their players to concentrate on Europa League. I believe they are going to go out strong on Europa League. They put their full squad out on Europa League, and then they come back tired. And another thing I've noticed is that they don't have a distinguished centre back at the moment. The only centre back they had got sent off yesterday. That is the only centre back option they had. The others have injuries or injury issues. and then now they don't have a centre back, so they are going to improvise in that centre back position. And if we can, if we want to hurt them, let's play through that centre back position, because they don't have anyone who's used to playing centre back at the moment.
Richard, Hammers up next.
Yeah, I think it's a win, but I think that they will put out a weakened team for what reasons Isaac said. They're going to concentrate on Europe. They are short of centre backs through injuries, and then there was a suspension from yesterday's game. What I think will happen is they'll probably play Declan Rice as centre back because he's played from a centre back before. And it's a position he's played before, and that pretty much it does weakens their midfield. Not that he probably would have played in midfield anyway, but I think that's unless they bring in the youth team player, and if they bring in the youth team player, it's a big ask in the match like that. I felt Chelsea were lucky to get that they huffed and puffed against them, but West Ham didn't particularly offer too much going forward. Their real threat seemed to be from the set pieces.
John, are some of your family members Hammers fans?
No, we ain't got no cat kickers in our family. Tottenham, we've got Spuds. They're all Spuds, my dad's side and my brother. But no Hammers, no. I think we will. We should beat them because, like the boys were saying, I think they've got a weakened team now anyway because they ain't got no centre backs and their one got sent off. But they're concentrating on that European final, and for them, it's a way into the Champions League, isn't it? I think. Yeah. So I expect them to put a decent innings in, but I think our motivation should be a lot more higher, and hopefully we should beat them.
Yeah. All right. Before we go into live chat, just not so much breaking news, but celebrationary news. Ian Wright is now another inductee of the Premier League Hall of Fame, and he was quite tearful. And congratulations to him. I was thinking, actually, is that 6 Arsenal players? 5, 6?
There's quite a few in there.
There's quite a few. Yeah, Patrick Vieira, Ian Wright, Henri Bergkamp. Who's the other one?
Oh,
Adams, is he in it?
No. It'll come to me. But anyway, congratulations to Ian Wright, the latest inductee at the Premier League Hall of Fame. So let's go into live chat for the first time on this latest segment of the Canon Project. And we've got Ashley D. He's always here. Can't get rid of him. Says, hey up, Gooners. Welcome to Monday's Canon 40 TV with Alex and the Crazy Gang.
Evening, Alex.
The Crazy Gang. Hey, how are you? George, we are doing really, really good. Thank you for asking. And Ali says, yes, lads. And who's that? Jefferson says, watching from Monrovia, Liberia. Okay, Africa. And she says, good to see some new members in the chat. Here for that. Any questions for the panel, people? Any questions? Godfrey, good afternoon, says, I'm a proud Arsenal fan. Back to winning ways. Give Nketiah the contract. But he's got to want to take it. He's got to want to sign it. But he did an interview, didn't he, recently? I think.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Sign the contract. And we've got Jonathan, who's a contributor, says, regards from Colombia. Come on, you Gunners. Nketiah deserves a new contract. We can't let him go. And that's it, isn't it, John? It's like we've got players, they perform for maybe 2 games and then they go missing the next game and we're thinking, oh my goodness, what's going on with the players? And then they perform again. You just don't know what you're going to get with Arsenal, John.
No, once they've signed them contracts, it's signed, sealed and delivered, it seems to go pear-shaped with Arsenal players, doesn't it, for some reason? it's like the kiss of death. The motivation sort of goes, but I don't think it should do with Eddie, but I think he'll have a couple of teams after him, so he might not want to stay at Arsenal. I think qualify for Champions League, you would have thought he would stay, but funny old game football, you just do not know what's happening next.
Yeah. Isaac and myself, we spoke yesterday about the interview that Lacazette gave in a French platform. I mean, I haven't spoken to you, Richard, or you, John, since. Richard, what's your thoughts about a captain coming out and saying that he misses Champions League football? And I'm thinking this guy is 29, almost 30, and he's right. Arsenal have not been in the Champions League for the longest time, and he's in regular contact with Lyon. Your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, he knows his contract up. He's probably not being offered what he wants from us. And should we give him a 3-year contract? No, 1 or 2 maybe. But if that's not what he wants, he's free to talk to other clubs, isn't he? So, and I'd rather him be honest than be sort of clandestine and say, "Oh, I love Arsenal," and then just disappear at the end of the season and pretend it's everyone else's fault. He's been honest and open and said, "Look, I'm looking at Champions League football. I'm looking at my situation now in my time of life. I'm only ever going to get one more big chance, and I'm considering that." That's fair enough. What he does at the end of the season, we'll see. And good luck to him. I mean, he's done the job for us. And that's all we can ask. It's not been brilliant, but he's done a decent job.
But is it not bad form? Is it not bad form? Literally, someone was saying to me, then, Lacazette, if you're missing Champions League, all you have to do is stick the ball in the net and get us into Champions League.
But I'd rather somebody say that than maybe not turn up for training and have a bad attitude and affect the squad. He's there. He puts his arms around the kids. He gives them. He talks to them, and he's a figurehead for the kids, and he acts professionally. I don't think the club would. I don't think the club didn't know what that interview wasn't going ahead. They might not have been aware of all the questions, but they would have been aware that he was going to give an interview, and that there might have been that there would be a likelihood that his contract situation would be talked about. You'd have to be stupid not to, wouldn't you?
I don't know, Richard. John, is it not bad form? Your captain's coming out and saying, "You know what? I want out. I want Champions League, and these lot, Monty Crew, are not about to make Champions. I'm out." Is it not bad form?
Do you know, like I said to you the other day, Alex, I think it's kind of like reverse psychology. I don't like these captains. I don't like the players talking behind Arsenal's back, but I think they're all allowed to say what they want now by the looks of it. He didn't really say nothing bad. He said he's coming to the end of his career. He wants Champions League. He's missing it. We're fans. We're all missing it, aren't we? Do you know what I mean? We're desperate to get in Champions League and see it. So, I reckon that acts as a motivation for the players. They're sitting there hearing him say that. They must be thinking, "Come on, lads, you know what? He's right. We need to pull together, get these games done and dusted, get in the Champions League." And also, don't forget, you've got all this Amazon business going on behind the scenes, Alex. You know what I mean? So when this comes out at the end of the season, God knows what they've all been saying behind each other's backs. So I don't see that as a big deal. In the past, I never used to agree with players coming out and talking behind their backs. Same with managers. Keep it all in house. But I've got no problems with what he said, to be honest with you. As long as he sticks to his part of the deal and helps us through with it. But I will say, Saturday, he was up and down that line, getting the fans going.
Yeah.
He was getting all the players going. He's an 100% Arsenal man. You know, he's 100% behind that team. And forgetting about his goal scoring, the other things off the pitch he does probably, you know, make up for all that. And I'll back him 100%, to be honest with you.
Isaac, you take a different view, don't you, about players coming out and...
Actually, if he had put it like this, I miss playing Champions League, and that is where I want to take Arsenal to. We will not be having this conversation right now because the media will not have spinned it the other way around. But just putting it plain, like I miss playing Champions League football, the media will spin it round and around and around, and then a few characters will start hitting on him. And then at the end of the day, we have a few people who hate him. And then it becomes another Aussie discussion or another Aubameyang discussion. But I'd like us to be all mindful. Actually, you said he's 29?
29, 30. I think it's probably 30, isn't he? I think.
He's 29. He's my age mate. And I cannot go to the media and say or speak or speak like the way he did. I'm mindful of what I say, but we are all different persons. So he's got to actually not him alone. All the players have got to be mindful of what they say. Actually, I like how the young lads conduct their interviews, because you can see their whole art is at Arsenal. As much as they are saying, I miss playing Champions League football, there's another part that comes after that, that is where I want to take Arsenal to. So he might have been misquoted, or it might have been spun the other way around, or we should always as fans look at the context of the interview. For maybe the interviewer asked, do you miss playing Champions League football? And then his answer was, yes, I miss playing Champions League football. And then it's out there. They are not giving us what the interviewer asked. But let's always be mindful of what we say.
All right. Tigernosaurus says, evening, everyone. This is a wonderful lineup of talent. Thank you.
Thank you
for that. He goes on to say, Eddie should go, John. Jesus and Tammy Abraham are all similar for me, John.
He reckons Eddie should go. No, like I say, I'd keep Eddie, but we do need a better striker than him, a proven striker. I'm not sure even Tammy Abrahams is the answer, you know. Yeah. I'd say someone more experienced than him. He would have been nice at the beginning of the season, but do we want Roma's sort of rejects? I don't know, you know. It could be another one. Give him a contract and he's just going to sit on it. I don't know who's out there. I'm sure the scouts know, but we definitely, that's got to be our number one target if we get in the Champions League as a proven Champions League striker. Do you know what I mean? 100% I'll go with that.
Yeah. Would you like it to be also a striker who plays in the Premier League or just Champions League proven?
No, I want a Champions League proven player or a European League player. You know, I mean, saying that, you know, someone like Harry Kane would be great, but Arsenal would never have him. You know, in a million years. A proven striker. Forget about who he plays for. He puts goals in the net for fun when he's on form. That's what you want. Someone like that, you know, a big name signing. To me, Kroenke's serious about Arsenal. That's what he's going to go and do. Let's face it, Man City are probably going to get Ireland, right? How are we going to compete with that? If we get this guy Jesus and we got Mohamed El Neni, you know, we could have divine intervention, innit? We could be all right.
Hey! Oh dear. Jules says, if we get Champions League higher level strikers, we can attract. Darwin Núñez as main striker, but I think it's impossible, says Jonathan. I think he did say that actually on the Easy Talk. It is too inconsistent for me for many years, but you know, I'm sure it was John who said this. He hasn't really been given a good run in the first team, so you've got to give the youngster a good run in the first team. So, but if he is on fire to find the next club, I'm all for that. El Neni, man of the match, says Colin. Good morning, good afternoon.
Good shout,
Colin.
good shout.
Because I refuse to give it to Xhaka simply as he shouldn't be there. Why shouldn't he be there, Colin? I know why. He goes on to say, Eddie has 2 games of usefulness and people want to give him a contract to join us at Champions League level. This team is not ready, Richard. We will go in as a 3rd seed. Do you know what means competition-wise? I don't know what it means.
Yeah, it means we're going to be playing against the top teams, isn't it? But if we earn that right, that's what we earn. It's then down to the owners to make funds available to strengthen that squad. We're not going to get the 10, 11 players that we need, but we maybe 5, 6 would get us through till next season. You're going to need a striker and a forward that can play across all 3 positions. That's why, for me, Jesus, and I know somebody mentioned Tony, as I said in the blog, but I quite like Patrick Schick. He's only behind Lewandowski in the German league, which isn't a bad feat. Then you want 2 central midfielders. I wouldn't mind seeing us maybe Neves and Calvin Phillips, and then a right back.
Good shout.
And then that might just get us through to next season when we can get another 5 or 6 in. But we can't. We're never going to be able to get 11 players and kick out the 11 we've got. We might be able to ship out a couple of them and get 5 in, but it's about being sensible with the way the clubs run and realistic with that.
I think, Isaac, remind me, you take a different view. You don't think there's no way Arsenal are ready to be in the Champions League anytime soon? Isaac?
It was like frozen for a second there. Now, I say Champions League, to play in the Champions League, we need like 5 to 6 players at the moment. Edu gave an interview and he was saying, we bring in 1 or 2, and I was like, boy, what are you talking about? We need like 5 to 6, and you're here telling us we need like 1 or 2. We need 5 to 6, and among us those 5 to 6, we need 2 qualified strikers. A Hurricane will not come to Arsenal. I don't think he'll even think about coming to Arsenal.
But would you take him? Would you take him?
From Spurs, no. But I'll take Patrick Schick. Patrick Schick will not say no to Arsenal. We know the caliber of Arsenal. If we approached Patrick Schick at the moment, and I believe there's a time I told you about Patrick Schick. And if we approached him and told him we would love you to be at Arsenal, he'll definitely come. I've been watching all the players we've been getting linked to. As long as we get linked to a player, my mission is to watch that player and see what he can bring to Arsenal and what style of play he has in his locker. I was watching Nunes the other day. They drew 0-0, and I was not impressed with the way he was playing. We've been linked with Jonathan David.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's performing, sometimes he's not performing. But when I'm looking at Patrick Schick at the moment, he's proving to be scoring for his team when they need him most. So I might have to go with Patrick Schick or over Jonathan David and Darwin Nunes. For me, I stand with Patrick Schick at the moment. And then if we have Gabriel Jesus, then that is okay with me because can play across the front three, any number there. So if you have a Patrick Schick and a Jesus up front, then you are guaranteed of goals. And then we have got to let players go. We have the likes of Nelson. We've forgotten that we have Nelson on loan.
Yeah.
Where is he going to play when he comes back? Because I don't see any place for him at the moment. We have
Make the Niles.
Mavropanos. We have Saliba. We have this guy we sent to Rela. This guy we sent to Udinese. And he apparently gave an interview the other day saying he will love to remain at Udinese. So if he says he wants to remain at Udinese, let him remain there. Don't bring him back. Bring back a Saliba, and you have holding there, and then you can say, okay, for the defense, we are only going to perhaps look for a backup left back. Because Tavares is not a left back for me, and then for another get another right back, and then strengthen in the midfield, get a Granit Xhaka replacement, a solid replacement, not just a replacement. Over the years we've just been getting replacements and not solid replacements. We've been getting players for the sake of bringing in players. Get in a solid replacement and another backup for Partey, because we haven't got a backup for Partey. Lokonga is a backup for Xhaka, and if we give Elneny a contract, then let him play a cup games, because he's not complaining at the moment. I've not heard him complain. Is one guy who will sit at the bench, and when called upon, he will give his best.
John, can you play striker?
Can I play? No, useless, mate. I would say a decent free kick, but no. Midfielder up front, no chance. It is definitely an art, it's an instinct. Just look at people like Wright and Shearer. They just put the ball in the net. And like I say, Eddie's last two games, that instinct has come back. I think a lot of it with him is probably confidence, You must doubt yourself. If you're not getting a game all season, and Arteta has said this, and he's overlooked him, and they're trying to bring him on the last 20 minutes every time, and nothing's happened. In the sort of his heart, he must be thinking, "Oh, I'm fed up with this." They've give him 2 games, and he's proven himself, isn't he? I still, like I say, I don't think he's the answer. They need a bigger player than him, but with a bigger player, he will get better. Do you know what I mean? He will improve, and he will become that better player. Remember players like Ashley Cole, Andy Cole, how they come and went, and he went to Man United, weren't he? And he done fantastic. Arsenal let him go. But yeah, they're going to need 2 strikers, 2 midfielders, and 2 defenders for me, Alex. They've got some good young fellas coming through, haven't they? Hutchinson, Patino, and a few others in line. But as it stands, if we went out with the squad we got now, we will not win that Champions League. We will struggle against the bigger teams. But the idea of it is when you qualify, Kroenke should be backing his man, giving him the needed funds so he can go out and get the better quality players to sort of complement the team he's got, That's the idea of it, and that'd be the proof in the pudding. If we do qualify, and Kroenke don't back Arteta up, that will be right out of order. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Tony says, afternoon, Alex and the panel. And of course, Tony is from Apollo on 101 platform. Colin says, we need minimum of 6 players, Richard, to go to the Champions League. Relevant.
Yeah.
After £250 million spent, you all trust Arteta getting that right, Richard?
I agree. We need a minute, 5 to 6 players. And last season, 150 million. Yeah, those players that came in. Are there any there you're really dissatisfied with? Maybe Tavares is the only one there that you could say has been really dodgy. I think every single other player that was brought in was performed pretty decent this season, if I'm honest. I mean, Lukonga, when he's been called upon, hasn't been too bad. It's just experience. But he's played reasonably well. And he's captain of Anderlecht, so that says he's got a bit of talent. So with his time, he will become a good player for us.
But what about the point that Isaac made, literally, about Arsenal recruiting? We just recruit just for the sake of recruiting, and when we do get the players in, they're not an upgrade. They're just like.
Yeah, I think in the past we have been guilty of that. I don't think we were last season. I mean, we got Ramsdale off Sheffield United, the team that were in the Premiership, and that's good. We went and got Wright off Brighton, another Premiership team, and said we want him, we'll have him. And that's nice to see that they're looking at other Premier League teams and Premier League proven players. And if they think that they've got the qualities we need, they're not afraid to go out and get them and chase, punt, and pay that money to get them. I think if you go from last season, the stuff that the transfer business they did was better than the season before, and I think you can only go on that. Otherwise, it's not. It's unfair because they haven't had the team around them. There's only last season Garlic came in, and they've been building to this point. So let's see what happens in the summer. If in the summer they cock it up, then you can say, then you can slam them.
Okay.
But based on last summer's business, I can't slam what they did.
Suzanne Conway, good evening to you. And Colin actually goes on. Is a decent player under Arteta will not get us much more than a whopping, a beating. I believe these young players have the capability of being much better under a proper manager, John.
Do you know what? I disagree with Colin now. I was at the beginning of the season, I said, give Arteta 10 games. If he don't get X amount of points by Christmas, get rid of him. He sort of done that with the skin of his teeth. I thought I flip-flopped around him, but after watching Saturday's game, right, and watching him, I've got faith in him. I'll actually say I'm Arteta in now. I ain't never seen a manager so animated and so passionate towards his own players than Arteta. And I've been watching Arsenal 55 years, right? He's got that team unified. And I think he's backing them players 100%. He might even have blind faith in them. But I think we've all been fooled. He is going to be an half-decent manager, better than an half-decent manager. I'm going to put my faith in him. I think Colin should put a bit more faith in him. And all the old gooners should put a bit more faith in him because he's earned the right for our respect now, 100%. And you can't tell me he ain't got Arsenal at heart from what I've seen. And like I say, I wasn't 100% behind him, but I am now. And you name another manager that's that passionate on the line, what we've seen. Seriously, do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm gonna get off the fence and put my hat on. Put my hat on Arteta, getting us to Champions League. And if he gets us there, fourth spot, no, it's not a trophy. We know that, and you know it is below Arsenal's expectations. We were meant to be where Liverpool and Man City are. We're still 20 points off behind them, you know, and they're in the semi-finals of the Champions League. So if we do qualify, and it's still a big if, Arteta's got a lot of work to do. My only thing about Arteta, I think he's a bit of a yes man, and I don't think he might not get the full backing off of Kroenke. Do you know what I mean? Like in January, if Kroenke would have if Kroenke would have given the money and said, go out and buy who you need, I'm telling you, we'd have been Champions League now. We'd have been there. We'd have had our striker. But to me, you know, that's done and dusted. We should have already qualified for Champions League because we've had a striker. We wouldn't have been mucking about. But, yeah, that's my only dispute with Arsenal. I don't think old Kroenke will back him 100%. But I think Arteta, you know, he deserves a lot of credit.
Yeah. Isaac, there's a question for you from Riddy. Good evening, Riddy. How many points from the remaining 5 games should be enough?
Minimum 8.
8.
Minimum 8.
Okay.
But we can get 10. If we get 10, that is 70 guaranteed.
For you, Richard?
Well, I'd say 13 because if you look at what Spurs have got, you win every other game, draw with Spurs. That's guaranteed, isn't it? You're not if we get 8 and Spurs drop, to do the job properly, 13. Because that means that draw with Spurs and win every other game, we've got it.
Well, 13. Oh, my goodness. Ray from Arsenal Fan Circle says, hello, panel. Alex! Really says he reckons 9 points for us. I reckon 11. We can afford 2 draws. Can't see Spurs getting more than 68 points. Lacazette can see the writing on the wall. Time to move on. There are lies, the problems. KSC are not serious about Arsenal, John.
Say that again, Alex.
Really says that these are lies and the problems. KSE, they're not serious about Arsenal. The Cronkies.
I agree, mate. You know, I agree. This is my argument. We've got Arteta that's giving it his all, and Kroenke not. He's just treating him like a bit of a schoolboy. Do you know what I mean? Like I said to you, that picture in January when he was just tossed to the side where Kroenke weren't even talking to the geezer, you know. That was me. I'd have been like, we need a new striker now. We've got rid of Alba, get me another striker. That's what should have happened, but he didn't. So, yeah, I've got no faith in Kroenke. So let's see what happens. If we do qualify, he's got to back him. If he don't, well, you know, he's going to look a mug, isn't
he? Yeah. Here's a good question for you, Isaac. Would you take Pogba on a free or pay 30 million for Yuri Tillemans?
Tillemans. Pogba is poison. Pogba, he's the Ozil type. He'll divide the fan base. He'll have publicity stunts, and those high-profile players, yes, they are good, but sometimes they are problematic. I'll take Tillemans all day long.
Wow. Okay. All right. John, there's a message for you from Leo. He says, "Hi, John, the crew, just tuning in." And Kwame just coming and says, "I will take Origi." Will you take Origi, Richard?
Well, he's a decent player, and he does the job. He comes on and he scores for Liverpool. He's as a bit part of the thing. I think with a decent run in the team, he'd be a thing. I mean, Klopp sings his praises, and he's happy to be a squad player. So yeah, him and Jesus would work quite well. I wouldn't be against it.
Okay. Kwame says, Arsene Wenger once said coming fourth is like winning the league. How wrong he was. How wrong. Just a few more before I wrap this one up. I can fully say luck. During a down season, there are only 2 relevant teams in the EPL. Conceding more goals makes the same management mistakes. Successes coming from his hand forth. Isaac. Colin doesn't think Colin is a Arteta
out. But let me ask, Colin, were you Unai out also? Because if he was Unai out at the moment, he might be regretting saying Unai out because of what he's accomplishing in La Liga. So let's give them time. You don't know the value of someone unless you give them time and give them and be patient with them. If you are hastening them, they'll not perform to their level best. Actually, I don't believe there is a rookie manager who's done what Arteta has done this far. I have not seen a rookie manager in any top flight being in a position where Arteta is at the moment. So give Arteta time, not Arteta out. Give Arteta time and let him build on the squad. Actually, I said yesterday, Alex, if we finish 4th this season with 68 points, and then we finish 4th next season with 72 points, that is a progress for me.
And even if we finish 6, you'd be happy with 6?
At the moment, our hopes have been built, and yes, we'll take 6, but it would feel like a disappointment to Rush, to everyone here. If we take 4th, everyone will take 4th here happily, and then if we take next season also 4th, I don't believe there is anybody who will be disappointed. We'll just be saying last season we got lucky and we got 4th. So this season we've worked for 4th.
John, keep the hat on.
It's glued on now, Alex. It's glued on.
Don't take it off.
Yeah, it's well glued on now.
All right, we've come to an end on this latest segment of the Canon Project. Isaac, thank you for doubling up. You was on the yesterday show with me, and of course today back on the Canon Project. So thank you again. Hope we will see you very, very soon. Who knows? Maybe the East Cup could be your latest return. Make it a hat trick.
A hat trick, and we win.
An hat trick, yeah, that is an hat trick.
A hat trick, and we win 3 in a row. Win at West Ham. Then let the Spurs turn out to be Spurs again, and then we let the pressure over ourselves.
Brilliant. And of course, Richard, thank you again for coming back on the platform.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. And of course, John the Geezer. Thanks
for having us, Alex. One thing we forgot to remember today, I think it was 14, 15 years since we won the league at White Hart Lane.
Yeah.
The Invincibles.
Anyway, John's reminded me. Yeah, I've seen it all over Twitter. Anyway, yeah. Thank you for reminding me, John.
It could be a lucky omen.
Don't forget the celebration that was shared on the group from my country.
Yeah, you see that. Yeah, that was great, that, weren't it? I'm going to start going to that church, Isaac. Yeah, that was great little church, that was.
Yeah, I was looking for Isaac, actually. Isaac, was you in that?
Yeah, why weren't you there?
I wasn't in that. I was out at work.
They've all got
Oh.
Arsenal shirts. I love it.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm going to be back tomorrow evening, giving some more live news. And we can come up with something. I'm sure we can talk about something about Arsenal. But for my panelists, my contributors on the latest segment of the Canon Project, have a wonderful evening. Take care, and this has been Canon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Come on, you Gunners! Come on!